The music stopped. Okay. Yeah. Cuddles Lonely Christmas. Shout out to all the other lonely people out there, single. You don't have my family, they're a little farther away. But, I'm Jewish. We don't celebrate Christmas really. Um, Jewish people, they go to Chinese restaurants. They go to Chinese restaurants on Christmas. That's a Jewish tradition. Shout out to the Banaka, all you lonely men out there like me, or that want to smell good for nobody. I'm gonna wear a fragrance that a lot of people don't talk about. It's old school. That's why. Okay, do I need a Maxim's Pour Home? Shout out to Maxim's Pour Home. It's a beautiful fragrance. I haven't worn it in about a month. It's very patchouli heavy. Good fragrance for the cold weather. I think the colder weather, and if you're like in your 40s or older, Maxim's Pour Home. And I don't love a lot of guys, like I guess Ramsey or Rich Mitch, or they just love every old school perfume. Not me. Let me see. Melissa, hello. How you doing? Melissa's out hanging out with her family. Shout out to Rizzle. Merry Christmas. Lonely Cuddles. Duncan is always right. I had your back on that, Duncan, last night. Or was it last night or 2 nights ago? You were right. And for someone to come at you like that is really wrong. You're the nicest guy in the world. I've never seen you get angry. Maybe you've gotten angry because somebody's like violating the rules at your job or whatever. Scent of the night is Oud Bouquet. So Cuddles tuned in for the last 3 or 4 years, and you seem to rub everyone the wrong way. Why do you think that is? Hey, I'm like Duncan. I say what's on my mind. I mean what I say. And I don't apologize for it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'm right. Sometimes I don't want to give a lengthy explanation. Sometimes I do. Sometimes my lengthy explanation may not satisfy some. And I'm not here to get into a debate with somebody about if I'm right or wrong on the internet. That's just not how it works. Cuddles Crew, shout out to Rizzle D, shout out to Captain Blimp, shout out to Melly Mel. Yeah, shout out to whoever won that blue floss from Michael Dinsmore. I haven't tried that one. Oh, let me turn you off. You're driving me nuts. Yeah. Hold on. Oh. Driving me nuts. Those arcade one-ups, they suck. They're supposed to have a track mode. There's like, when you turn it on, you hear it doesn't work like that. It's not what you think. Merry Christmas, Neil. Cuddles Crew repping in beautiful Pensacola. I haven't tried that blue floss. My favorite is Purple Rain by Michael Dinsmore, which is Tom Ford Lavender Extreme, as well as this beauty, which I wear all the time. Let me turn the light off. This is vintage Dolce & Gabbana Pour Home, Distinguished Gentleman. Truth, thanks for your honest feedback. Yeah. Listen, you got to stand up for what you believe in this world. and not how other people are going to react to you. It's called mob mentality. If you give in, bend the knee. Fragrance Fight Night. Merry Christmas, homies. Shout out to Fragrance Fight Night, the king of shorts. I gotta do a short. I'll have to try the Purple Rain. Thanks for the recommendation. Yeah, Michael Dinsmore actually used um, real lavender oil in there, so it's very lavender heavy, very relaxing. He said when he was mixing it, his whole basement area smelled like heaven, like lavender. It's really good. I think Melissa Villanueva purchased the Lavender Extreme. It's very good. Not all of Michael's fragrances are good. I don't think all of them are good, and I don't really talk about those. Purple Rain is very nice. Yeah, I don't talk about the fragrances I don't like. It's just the way it is. It is what it is. Unless it's like some old school fragrance that really isn't going to be hurt by sales or whatever. You know, if it's somebody, what was the one? Yeah, that Marimetta. Somebody purchased it and they said, "Man, you were right. It's very good." The coffee fragrance. And I said, "Yeah, I'm not going to talk about it if it's no good." I mean, what's the purpose? I'm not like, it's not a career. I don't, I'm not making money. They're not saying here's $500. You know, Alan. Yeah, I dropped the link if someone wants to join chat. And I've always said Rare Carbon is one of the best off nons, regardless of what RXL says. This is a beauty. And if what it's very similar to is La Yucawam. It's very similar to La Yucawam. Who makes that? Rasasi? Sometimes Rasasi makes better. Rasasi La Yucawam? I don't know. But sometimes they have a clone of another fragrance, and Rasasi did it better. Not Rasasi. Yeah, Rasasi? Or no, it wasn't Rasasi. It was another house. And so I never spoke about it. And I gave that bottle away because the other company did it better. And I spoke about that fragrance. Swiss Arabian, I think it was. Swiss Arabian did a better job with that one. But La Yucawam's beautiful. I find this better, in my opinion. Anyway, I'm not going to really get into fragrance talk. I mean, then you get into a deep rabbit hole and but I was just responding to what RXL said, that all off nons aren't good. I think off non has come a long way from Supremacy Silver. I thought Supremacy Silver was better than Club de Nuit Intense Man. And there were criticisms with that, but it was still better than Club de Nuit Intense Man. And so it wasn't great, but it was better than Club de Nuit Intense Man. Now they come out with not only Intense, and that's pretty good. But you also have to fit into a certain age category too to wear those kind of fragrances. I don't think they fit me too well. My 2 cents. What's up, Brian? Melly Mel Allen. We got DDLD in the house. All the stars are here. Yeah. All the stars are here. Shout out to Ali as well. you know. But it is what it is. I don't feel like getting to fragrance debates. You know, I could honestly go by what I think, and that's it. My buddy RXL, not really my buddy, but he loves Michael Malone. In every, I have a little bit of a cold. It is a little cold out here. It's a little chilly. It's in the 40s, believe it or not. But he talks about Michael Malone in every fragrance video, and I'm like, okay. So let's see, what's for Christmas dinner? Are you having turkey with stuffing? I'm eating veggie burgers. It is what it is. Veggie burgers. I mean, that's what I have in my freezer, and it is what it is. I'm sorry. I mean, it would be nice if someone brought me over some turkey with stuffing. I'll give you my address if you want to send me some turkey with stuffing. But, and some eggnog and all that, but it's veggie patties, man. Veggie patties is what I have. 58. I have to get a haircut, by the way. But you know what sucks when you get 58? Not like you want to hear my problems or anything, but hair grows out of your ears. Like, I don't have hair on my back, but I have hair growing out of my ears. Not so much, more along here, and you always have to shave. Yeah, that's my problem. I'm sorry. But you'll be there one day and you'll be like, damn, why is hair growing out of my ears? Not in the inside, because I've seen guys with like, no, it doesn't grow there. It's just like on the outside. Maybe, sometimes you don't see it for like 6 months and it's like down to here, it's crazy, man. You're looking good for 58. Shout out to Marcus. My wife just says I'm probably more conservative than you are. Oh yeah, for sure. Duncan is always right. You were right last night or the night before. It got pretty. I don't even want to discuss that. It got out of line, but not by you. Not by you. You were right, Duncan. And I agree with everything you said. It seems like nobody's clicking that link. It's going to be the Cuddles show. The Cuddles Lonely Show. Yeah, so it's 40. What do I have to do? Give you a super chat for you to join the stream? I'll drop it again. My 2 cents. Yeah, Duncan, you were right on that. And the other guy was out of line. And sometimes certain people can't call out other certain people like they have special privileges. And I call out anybody. I called you out before when you had a crappy mic. I said, man, your mic sucks. Get it fixed. But some people are afraid and they give into the mob and, the loyalty, if you will. Some things were said. I don't agree with everything that goes on that stream. My mic always sucks. Hit that damn like, family. Like button, fam. I don't use the word fam, but thanks, Brian, for the support. Thanks for the support. I never use the word fire, and I never use the word fam. Like, okay, like, I don't even have fire fragrances. I mean, like, Baccarat Rouge 540, that's fire, because it gets you compliments, I mean, I'm not going to tell you, like, Maxim's Pour Home is fire. It's not fire. It's just a relaxing fragrance if you like patchouli. And I know Fat Boy, he thinks patchouli are for hippies. I'm not a hippie. I'm not a hippie. But I like Maxim's Pour Home. I wouldn't say it's fire. It's more age appropriate. See, your taste in fragrances may change as you get older. My buddy Cristiano, he loves Aventus. He loves the compliments and this and that. But the truth is, and I'm telling you, from 58 years of experience of being alive, I mean, if you consider that experience, I didn't wear a fragrance when I was like 3, though, or 4. Let's say 40 years of experience. More than that, but approximate. I've never had a compliment by like a curly fragrance or a beautiful girl or even like an 8 out of 10. And most of the time it's like my neighbors. I go to a board meeting and one of the senior citizens says, "Oh, you smell so nice." I mean, it's not like, I don't know. And so, like, I don't even know, like, it doesn't make me feel good. Um, I just see it as sort of annoying sometimes, really nice. I'm like, okay, can we get back to the discussion? Let's get serious here, okay? It's just like, I don't even know where the fragrance community is going anymore. It just doesn't even make any sense to me. I think there's a fantasy out there that you go out to nightclubs and all these beautiful women say, "Oh, you smell nice." I don't go out to nightclubs, see. And the truth is, when I did go out to nightclubs, I didn't really get compliments. And I wore like whatever was there. Like, I've worn everything. What was your signature scent during the 80s? My signature scent. I wore the Tommy Hilfiger. I wore the one that smells like Creed. I wore, but that was like the 90s, I think. Excess. Paco Rabanne Excess. I wore Drakkar Noir, but then my buddy liked it so much, and so he wore it, and then I stopped wearing it. So, and then I wore like more fresher fragrances. Everybody had the Aqua di Gio phase. I got it the first day it came out because what we did in the 90s is we would go to the mall and try to get phone numbers. I mean, it was what it was. I live by one of the largest malls in the United States. One of my buddies and me, we would go to the mall and go shopping or whatever, just usually get a bite to eat and then just walk just for exercise because the mall is great exercise. And then, you just go up to a woman in the store, hey, ba ba ba, or like the movie line was always good. Yeah. And okay, I did sometimes say, "Oh, hey, don't worry, you can have my spot." I'd go back of the line to where I saw a couple attractive women and try to talk to them. I mean, it was what it was. St. Quest, what's up, St. Quest? Drakkar was a lot better in the 80s, or maybe my nose isn't as good. It was very strong. It was synthetic back then. It, it I mean, I haven't smelled Drakkar in a long time, to be honest. I don't even know what the newer formulations smell like. I wore that. I was telling somebody to get it. I think it was Rudy. I said, "Yeah, get this one, man." CK. What was their summer fragrance, Rudy? Rudy's not here. We could talk about Maxims in a bit, but whatever was cool. I wore Blue Stratos. Blue Stratos was a big one. I bought whatever had a good commercial, to be honest with you. It's true, man. Blue Stratos had a good commercial, and I bought it. I wanted to be in the mountains. I didn't know what was in Blue Stratos, to be honest with you. It was just a finishing touch. I don't think we thought about fragrances so deeply, like, you know, and it wasn't a big deal. It was sort of like everybody had their own, like, I used to hang out with a bunch of guys and on a boat, and everybody had their own little fragrance. And I wore Issey Miyake. It was sort of like we all had our own thing. I don't even know if it was. We all had our own little thing. Like, it kind of Issey Miyake fit with my personality. It wasn't anything more than that. You know. Now it's like, if you would ask me, is there yuzu in Issey Miyake? I'm like, I don't know. It smells kind of yellow. Like, it made me feel yellow. And that's how I always describe it. If I talk about Issey Miyake, I felt yellow. I felt happy. I felt friendlier. Like I could talk to a woman easier and approach the woman easier. There wasn't a lot of thought put back into fragrances back then. Aspen by Cody. I didn't like that one. Cuddles Crew. What's up, Kevin? RB, happy holidays, Neil. Sending you prayers and good thoughts from the Philippines. Aram is here. Aram. Merry Christmas. Yeah, I don't think we gave it much thought. Now, I mean, it's sort of like a hobby. It wasn't really a hobby either. It wasn't a hobby. Like, I collect fragrances. There was one guy who collected fragrances. I haven't seen him in at least 5 years. And he's been collecting these old school fragrances for years, like since the 80s. Honestly, I'll be honest with you. I would buy fragrances, and then, like, if I didn't like it on the third time, I would just throw the bottle away and try a new one. That's the way it worked. It was just like, well, why am I going to have this bottle? I liked XS a lot when XS came out. I liked Blue Stratos. I liked Issey Miyake. But there were a lot of fragrances I just threw away. I didn't think anything of it. It's like, I don't like I don't like it. That's it. Garbage. I didn't really put much thought into it. I didn't have like a big storage cabinet with like hundreds of cologne. It's still, to this day, it's kind of ludicrous to me, but it's a hobby now. Everybody has a hobby. Everybody collects something. Some people collect action figures. Some people collect Legos. Some people collect fragrances. Some people, like in the arcade community, they have like 10 arcades. I'm like, collecting things. Merry Christmas to you, Patrick, and your family. Shout out to Patrick. Happy Hanukkah. But it's all about collecting things, and then you find something you really enjoy, like a hobby, and you want to collect everything from that hobby. Like video games. It's like you want to play all the newest video games. My sister's into purses, like a new purse from Louis Vuitton or whoever comes out. She has to have it. It's like that's an expensive hobby. That's like $4,000 a purse. It's crazy, it gets crazy. I mean, but I think it's an ego thing, I guess. It's just a selfish thing. I'm not saying it's selfish in a bad way, but it's like Seventh-day Adventist people. They don't wear earrings. They don't wear any jewelry. They don't wear perfume. They don't collect things. They just want to be as plain and simple as they can be in the vision of God. But we're consumers. We're consumers. We're living in a very relaxed society. I've watched a lot of documentaries of people in other countries working 16-hour days. And then when they go home, they don't have a home. They live in like a dorm room with like 10 other people with one bathroom. We're living in a very privileged society. We're living in a very privileged society. And if you're in Western Europe or in the United States, we're living in a very privileged society. We take a lot of things for granted and people complain. And it's like, we've never really had it real hard in our society, I guess it's hard for some people. It's like, I don't have that fragrance. I need that fragrance. But, we're living in a very easygoing society. We're living off the backs of people in other countries making goods, working 14, 16 hours a day. That's getting too deep. But yeah, I don't have nine other people that have to go to the bathroom when I have to use the toilet. We have to be appreciative of what we have. And I think in today's society, people aren't appreciative and they complain about the smallest things. Link for home. Hey, here we got Brian. How's it going, Brian? How you doing? What do you
What's
think
up,
about,
man?
what do
I
you
have to
think
have
of?
my headphones in.
Oh,
Hang
yeah,
on.
I have my audio connected a little different. Let me ask you something.
Sorry, this is new to me, dude.
This is
Let me get my
not
headphones.
StreamYard. Everybody has StreamYard, but like, I don't know if you heard what I was talking about. I was saying we live in a first world country. We live in a country where you should be happy. You should be appreciative of our lifestyle. I don't know if you could hear me right now, but yeah, I just think when some people complain about it, it's like,
There we go. Now I
okay,
can hear you.
so we're living in a very easy society. We're living off the backs of people in other countries who are making us goods for very cheap, that we're buying. Oh, here we go. We got another guest here. It's Kevin. What's up, Kevin?
What's going on? How are you, Neil? Merry Christmas. Brian, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Why are you in like this Zen stance?
I'm sorry?
You were in like this Zen stance, like.
Dude, listen, sometimes I'm Zen cutie boy. Sometimes I'm money burner.
Oh.
Plain old Kevin. But right now, I think it's because I have Eugene. You know Eugene, right?
Yeah.
Eugene is from You Smells Good.
Yeah, I know who he is.
I've been smelling Les Straits Bel Am all night, and it put me into the state of mind of Eugene. And I feel very zen. I feel very centered.
You know what it is with that fragrance? I kind of thought like it's like it's got like a citrus iris top, right? It's
Yeah.
got a citrus. What's up, Duncan? It's got a citrus iris top.
Merry
And I was
Christmas, Duncan.
Sup,
Merry
Dunk?
Christmas, Duncan.
Merry Christmas, bros.
And
Duncan, you're my girlfriend's favorite guest. Every time you're on or she hears you, she's like, I love Duncan. He's my favorite.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
hey, Kevin, can I talk about that
That's-
that fragrance that Eugene put out?
Go ahead. Talk about it.
So about 8 hours in, it lasts like 12 hours, 14 hours, that fragrance, right? I mean, realistically, 14 hours. There's a beauty, right? And it's not that pocketbook iris, but there's a very zen-like iris in there that
the beauty
comes out. And I'm like, oh shit. Did someone put some something in my drink? I'm feeling kind of relaxed
did
here.
Did you just get it, Kevin?
Oh
You know
shit.
what? I didn't buy it. Eugene was so kind. He gave it as a gift to my girlfriend for her birthday.
Oh, that's nice.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah, and I've
how
just been spilling it on her.
How does she think about it?
Dude, she loves it.
I sprayed it, and my wife said the same thing. She said, "Oh yeah, that's pretty nice." And
But can you hear her if she talks? Say something.
Hi.
Can you hear her?
Yeah.
Tell them what you think about this fragrance. What you kept saying when you were wearing it.
That it smelled really chic, elegant, sexy. I don't know. It smelled really good. I just liked it. It's a little bit powdery. It's not necessarily something that I would, picked at the store. But now that I've been wearing it, I really, really enjoy it.
Rudy says there's like a chocolate in the dry down.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes it smell sexy.
Yeah, I smelled the cacao, I think Eugene said it was in it. I smelled the chocolatiness.
I don't.
All I get is the relaxing vibe, like after about 8 hours. That's where it kind of stands out.
I get the leathery notes up front with the rose, and then it's like the rose gets softer as it goes towards the base, but the base is in the top. It's kind of, I don't know. I got it different, like when I was talking to Eugene about it. It's just how I perceived it, like, because it's out of the light from the dark or whatever. I told him I get the darkness first.
The thing is, like, he gave me enough. He gave me enough where I used it all, and it was a nice size sample. And I'm like, okay, I experienced it. I'm ready to move on. Like, I just can't see, and it's a beautiful fragrance. I just can't see spending all that money for a fragrance. It's like I experienced it for like 4 or 5 days, and I loved it, and it was a great experience. But there's just so many fragrances like that,
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't think there's anything else like it. I've had a lot of like rose ouds. It doesn't.
No. I'm not saying I'm comparing it to other fragrances, but there's just so many
Price point on it.
fragrances that get me in a mood.
Oh,
Well, what's the price point?
$240.
$240.
I think it's priced right. I think it's just priced right.
Yeah, but look at the bottle. This is about as good as a bottle gets. Like simple, elegant, chic, magnetic cap. Like
I kind of expected that from Eugene. Something that when you put it on the shelf, if you get the next one, you put it on the shelf, they're gonna line up. I expected something like that from Eugene. Nothing too crazy. Nothing that's gonna tip over. Something just keep it simple, stupid. And that's what I do appreciate the bottle, and the fragrance is great. I didn't try the Amore or whatever, the iris one that just came out.
That's what he's talking about.
Oh shit. I'm talking about the
Yeah, I was gonna say, bro, like there's no rose in this.
Oh
yeah,
yeah, talking about
Yeah, I was confused myself. I was like, I guess it is.
Oh no, I'm talking about the first one.
You know what it is? It's because I'm so bad with fragrances. Like I don't know anything, and I know Duncan knows everything. He's like rose and leather, and I'm like, yeah, rose and leather.
Well, if he gets rose and leather, I'm not going to criticize him.
So I'm excited to try the third. the third one that
That's the
Have you,
second
tried
one.
have you tried the iris one yet?
No, I haven't, but I've got so many
Mm.
iris fragrances, and I'm
Mhm.
like partial to it. I'm okay with it. It's not like
Do you like Dior Homme?
I got Dior Homme Intense.
Okay, if you like Dior Homme, this blows it out of the water.
Yeah, I like Dior Homme Intense, which is full of iris. And
But this is for me. I think like I'm gonna try to wear it tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. Monday I'll wear it. Monday. But this is a tad bit femme. For like
Yeah.
when I smell it, it's more feminine. But I can see it being unisex. I can see it. It's just like
well, that's
60%
how
feminine.
iris is. The iris is soft, powdery, makeup, lipstick. It just has that feminine vibe.
But
Are you
this
playing
one
poker?
isn't powdery.
Okay, why do you have a poker hat on?
I don't know. I just grabbed it. I was like, I got a bad.
Cuddles,
I
who
got
are
a
you to
bad
ask
haircut.
why he has a poker hat on? You're wearing Pit Viper sunglasses.
Yeah.
It's a good point.
Why do I have a microfiber towel? Why is Brian wearing a scarf?
Why are you
Because
wearing
it's cold
Pit
as
Vipers
fuck.
in the
That's
house?
why. It's
Why are you
cold
wearing
as hell.
sunglasses in the house?
It's cold.
So with Eugene's fragrance, I think the first one was like,
There's my roommate.
oh shit.
Sorry, he just peeked his head in.
Oh, Autumn. Shout out to
No, my roommate.
Oh,
Randy.
the
Randy,
fir-
do it again. Do it again. Do it again, Randy.
What's up, Randy?
Hang on. Wait a
Do it
second.
again,
Here he comes.
Randy.
Oh shit.
That guy looks like that porn star, Charles.
He's a Green Bay Packers fan. He looks like freaking Aaron Rodgers.
No, he looks like that porn star who's always like got a mustache and he's always like,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, that's
Do it again, Randy.
Ron Jeremy?
No, man.
This is my dog.
I don't know.
Bam, bam,
Just
Bigelow
being-
right there.
Being a
Yeah, he loves
Creeper.
Maximum Port Home.
Yo, you know what I did? I wanted to try it, and I seen they had like 5 ml. I bought 25 ml for like. I had 25 ml little samples, right? So I poured a bunch in here, and I still have a bunch of them I didn't even pour in here. This is like half full. This is 30 ml. So there's 15 ml in here, and then I bought all these samples, 25 ml of Maxims for super cheap. It was like I think it was like $39 for 25 ml little boxes, and then I poured them into this giant atomizer thing.
And then he said, I got to get the bottle.
And this thing, it gives me vibes of Dolly, because it's like the flowers, but dark florals. Like
Yeah.
I did dead flowers. It's like dead flowers.
Dead
like
flowers.
dry dead
Shout out,
flowers.
to, shout out to Dead Flowers.
Man,
Dead flowers.
Rolling
What up, Alex?
Stones, man. And I'll
Hey,
put
Brian,
Rose
did you
on
shout
your
out Dead
grave,
Flowers?
you know?
or You're not going to be part of it?
Say what?
I said, did you shout out the Dead Flowers or what? You're not going to join us?
Oh, I mean, yeah. Shout out to Dead Flowers, man.
This
Yeah.
ain't Joey,
Dry
man.
Dead Flowers.
I'm not a copycat. Like, you have to be in a mafia. Come on, man.
No.
I don't like mob mentality. I'm not a mob mentality guy. Everybody
wow.
has their own.
Okay, I can't stop.
I just want to
Man,
know, wait,
I'm
Brian,
addicted.
are you
I'm
part?
addicted.
Listen, Brian, you're coming in hot right now. It's my first time meeting you, but you're coming in hot. Are you or are you not part of the Cuddles crew?
Oh, totally. Cuddles crew, right?
Okay,
here, dude.
all right, okay.
Yeah, of
okay.
course.
Yeah.
It's all a joke,
course.
though. I don't think it's.
No, I
serious.
mean, Neil knows. Like,
It's.
that's
I
my
don't
Cuddles
think.
crew,
I don't
man.
think any
I
of this.
love Neil. I love Neil. Neil's like one of the most honest people
Yeah.
in this in the Fragcom / YouTube community, and so
Thanks,
I
man.
respect him for that.
Aaron sent me this.
And I'm telling you that.
Yeah, because I recommended it, and he found this online or whatever, and it wasn't for him. He sent this to me, and I still have all my other stuff, so I'm using this before I tackle the little 50 ml. Man, it's such a great fragrance in the fact that you can still find it for, market designer price.
I think I bought that for Aaron.
Oh
I don't know. I bought him something. I don't think he liked it.
yeah, well,
You know what's great? That Aram is a great guy. Like
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
sending you gifts. You know what Aram got me?
What?
Nothing. Cuddles is a great guy. He buys Aram's gifts, you know. And you know what Cuddles bought me? Nothing.
Hey, nobody wants to ship something to fucking.
Well, hey, I gotta
It's
say something
hard.
to both Aram and Neil.
Yeah.
I'll be in Miami in February.
All right.
Oh,
To come hang out with you guys.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I've got a lot of people I'm gonna be coming to meet in February in Miami.
So far, Ashcam has come down. What's his name? Sultan of Sense. Who else has come down? Well, Rudy came down.
Sancho.
Hey, can you make
Well,
sure
thank you.
Oda Erica hangs out with us? I'm just kidding.
Good
She's
Lord,
upset
Sam.
with me.
Lord. I thought you were a Christian.
Me?
She's
No,
upset
no.
with me. She doesn't want to speak to me.
No, she doesn't want to speak to me either.
All day
Trust
clothing.
me.
Because
Oh, go Misfits, man.
Oh yeah.
Scream! Sorry. Had to.
You know what-
Yeah.
You know what's my favorite Misfits song?
What's
The
that?
one that goes, if you're gonna scream, scream with me.
That's
Moments like
Scream.
this will last. No, hybrid moments.
Oh, Hybrid Moments.
When
Yeah,
those
yeah.
creatures rape your face. Hybrid
Yeah.
opens up the
I
door.
like it might be Skulls, but it's corpses all hang headless and limp. Bodies
Yeah,
with no
that's-
surprises, and the blood pours down like devil's rain. We'll bathe tonight. You know, I want your skulls.
Yeah, that's a great song.
You know which group Cuddles really likes? Hall and Oates.
No, hell yeah.
Hey, man.
He's a
I'm
man
a
eater,
fan of
man.
Hall & Oates.
I love Hall and Oates. I like them better than Misfits, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we all do. The crazy thing about Misfits is somebody when I was in like junior high, he was from Scotland. Oh fuck, he had a Scottish name like me, Angus or something. I don't know. I God, I forget his name, but he's
name.
like here. He's like he gave me 2 Danzig albums,
Yeah.
and I didn't know what the Misfits were. I remember seeing people like with their
Wait,
Misfits.
so you knew Danzig before the Misfits?
Yeah, and we're talking 1996, 90, 95, 96. I already had Danzig 1 and 2 and just knocking them on my CDs, and I was fucking loving Danzig. And then one day I was surfing with my buddy, and this was in like 2004. And he's playing Misfits. I was like, this sounds like Danzig.
Because it is.
And he's like, that's fucking Danzig, bro. I was like, he's like, but it's Misfits. I was like, oh, this is the Misfits? Why wasn't I listening to this my whole life? You know?
I don't like that dark music so much. I like the Cars, Candio. That was a good album.
Duncan.
You guys don't get it.
I wish I had a time machine. So I could get the last 4 minutes of my fucking life back with your horseshit story. Jesus Christ.
Do you know who
Oh wait, so now you know who Danzig
Shut
is
the fuck
and
up, Kevin.
the Misfits.
I watched you getting beat by your grandmother for fucking like an hour.
Let me ask you something, Duncan. Do you know who Rick Ocasek is?
No, it sounds like a fake name. Rickle Kasich? Rickle Kasich?
Rick Ocasek.
Oh.
No idea, huh?
No.
Yeah.
Was that the Cars?
Yes.
Okay, I mean, I know the Cars.
Yeah.
In Cars. They sing
I mean
they
that's
don't even sing that song.
but that's their most famous song, dude.
That's not even. They don't even sing In Cars. That's another group that sings that song.
No.
I was
You're right.
listening to Killing Moon earlier. Who sings Killing Moon?
What is it?
Killing Moon. Echo and the Bunny. Or hold on. I don't know. Killing Moon. Let me see.
Because
No.
your kiss is on my list. Because your kiss, I can't resist.
Oh, here you go. Right here.
Let us help you find the right insurance plan.
Yeah.
Don't put
Yeah,
any-
help me find the right insurance plan, please.
Yeah, don't put any
I
music.
remember that song.
Yeah, don't put any music.
Yo, Brian is funny.
I'm gonna have to mute Duncan
Oh, look.
because he's not listening.
Did you hear it?
I don't want to hear it.
Hold on. Hear it.
No, sing it. Sing it. You don't. Well, you can't put it on YouTube, dumbass.
Thank you.
Yeah, dumbass.
You can't put it on YouTube, dumbass. Fucking
Dumbass.
sing it. Sing the lyrics or talk the
Are you
lyrics.
drunk, Duncan?
Yeah.
You
Dumbass.
can't. You
Why
can't
are
play it.
you
You
worried
can't play
about
it.
copyright? There's probably like
Yes.
3 people watching.
It doesn't,
doesn't
matter.
matter. They pick
YouTube's
it up.
always watching.
It
YouTube,
doesn't
they
matter,
pick it up.
bro.
Yes, it does.
I don't know how they pick it
Yeah,
up,
what
but
the
they
hell,
do.
Dude, they'll pick it up in a heartbeat. Trust me.
They'll pick
Yes,
it up in a
You guys
heartbeat,
coming down
Duncan.
on me
Wake up.
hard on fucking Christmas, fucking bumming out my vibes. I'm smelling good, doing everything else right. And you guys
Look, you can
down
smell
on me.
good, you can look good, but you ain't
You're
doing
playing
good.
poker.
Y'all
Yeah, you
fucking-
ain't
Sing it.
doing good,
Duncan,
Duncan.
sing it. Maybe that will
Sing
that
it, Duncan.
will make you
No,
feel
no.
good. Sing it.
Sing
You
it.
don't like
Sing
it.
it.
You
You
don't
and
like
your-
karaoke.
This
You
ain't.
don't
We don't
fucking
like
like karaoke.
good.
Hey,
Sing
hey,
it,
can I
Duncan.
hey, can you do me a favor? I'm gonna go ahead and fold them on this one. Is that okay?
Sing
I'm
it.
gonna fold them. I'm gonna
Come on.
check. I'm gonna go ahead and throw my cards down.
He's making a poker joke, Duncan. Laugh at him. Make him.
I'm
Okay,
not
you lost
singing.
me, Brian. I'm back on Duncan's team.
Blackjack.
You
No.
lost me. I was on your team calling him a dumbass, but now I'm on Duncan's team.
I mean, come on.
It's not that I didn't. catch
Hey,
the poker
you
joke.
gotta know when to hold them.
Kenny Rogers.
No
Know
way
when
to
to
fold
fold
'em.
them.
Know when to walk away.
Know when to run.
You never count your money.
See,
Then at
see,
the
now we're singing the
Now
song.
we
That's
could
how
do
we
a
do it.
quartet. We got a
Dude, we
quartet
could
going
totally
here.
do the quartet here.
Yeah,
You
for
gotta
Christmas, you go
know
caroling.
when to hold them.
Yeah.
Can
Kenny
you imagine
Rogers was
Christmas
awesome.
what?
caroling and
You know what
Neil
I've been
was in front of
listening
the
to?
3 of us knocking on the door?
That would be great.
So what time is it? Since I got home probably about, let me see, what time is it?
Well, here it's only
It's
well, it's
8:42. I
going
got
on
home
midnight.
about 3.5 hours ago, and I've been listening to Waylon Jennings,
Okay.
Hank Williams,
Hey,
just
Toby Keith.
all old country stuff you guys wouldn't even know, like you wouldn't even know their names, like
Did you get a little
Sanford
fog hat in there? A little fog hat?
Foghat.
No,
Right?
no,
Like
but I
Foghat.
might put on some Black Sabbath because it's a Christian holiday, and I might rock out. Like
How about some Dwight Yoakam, dude? You listen to Dwight?
I just listened to Dwight Yoakam. It was
I saw
Yoakam.
Dwight do his first album in San Marcos, like right outside San Marcos, Texas. He came in on a tour bus in New Braunfels, Texas.
God, that had to have been like early 90s or something.
No, he redid his entire first album.
Oh,
Oh.
me and my wife seen him here at the Warfield,
Mhm.
and the one I just watched about freaking an hour ago was Dwight Yoakam singing Sloop John B.
Hell yeah.
And it's freaking awesome. And I had just told, it's funny you mentioned Dwight Yoakam, because I had just told my wife before I got on the stream, I said, that Dwight Yoakam show we went to, because we've seen Black Sabbath, we've gone to several shows, ELO, Eagles,
I've seen the Eagles.
freaking we've seen lots of shows. I can't even remember.
When you saw ELO, did they actually have the spaceship? Someone told me they saw ELO and they had some kind of spaceship.
I don't know. They do a lot of light stuff.
Yeah, it's a huge
Yeah,
light show.
I didn't believe it though.
I
I
brought
think
a
it was
bunch of
Boston.
shrimp.
I don't know. One of them.
I brought a bunch of shrooms with me to the show because I wanted to get all fucked up on the light show and stuff. But I ate a hot dog and it made me fucking sick, so I didn't fuck with the shrooms.
Oh.
But it was still a great
ate
show.
Hot dog and it fucked with your shrooms.
No, it was before I ate the shrooms. I wanted to get something in my stomach a little bit, and the hot dog made me sick, so I never ended up eating the shrooms. But of all the shows I've seen, you name it, good bands, great bands. Dwight Yoakam is the best live performance I've ever seen.
It's such a rock star performance. It's crazy.
He is a great performer. Like like he's better live than in studio. You know, it's not too many artists are like that.
Wow.
And the thing about ELO is we were gonna see Fleetwood Mac or ELO, and I was like, I told my wife, I was like, you know what, I don't think Stevie Nicks, she ain't sounding like she used to.
Fleetwood Mac is that band that sings that song that goes,
yeah, pretty much. Like any of their songs.
I don't know what.
Yeah, that's all of their songs.
I think their best song is Tusk. That's it. After
Yeah,
Tusk,
no, I agree. I'm gonna have to agree with Neil on that one.
ELO
Yeah.
had a lot of good songs.
I'm a big fan of Fleetwood Mac. I like a lot of their stuff. Their first out, well,
Which
the,
you want,
the Rumors
you know,
album, the whole Rumors album is
Rumors,
great.
yeah.
Yeah, the whole Rumors album is just fucking. It's one of those albums you just press play, and then you never hit a dud.
Well, I will say musically is you know, Fleetwood Mac are incredible. Like their drummer, the guitar player,
the way
everything.
the drums and the guitars go
But
together.
the vocals,
Yeah, horrible. Stevie Nicks. I'm
not a huge Stevie Nicks fan.
I mean, but the lyrics,
yeah, but
the lyrics are great. I mean, it's something like people. I get I don't get upset, but people would be like, "Oh, Jim Morrison is a horrible singer," and I'd
bullshit.
be like,
Jim Morrison is an amazing singer.
No, I don't. I really don't think he is. Although I'm a huge fan of Jim Morrison. I don't think he's a great singer. But then they're like, "Oh, he'd be nothing without the band or Ray Manzarek and Robbie Krieger doing the guitar."
But he wouldn't.
I was like, but he wrote all the fucking songs. They'd be nothing without him. You know.
Well, he didn't write all the music to it. He didn't write all the pieces to it. He wrote the song.
He wrote the lyrics.
He wrote the lyrics, but without the
lyrics,
like the lyrics could go a completely different way.
Yeah, but they'd be like, "Oh, you know, he'd be nothing without the band." And I'd be like, "The band would be nothing without him," you know. So
that's the reason I love Kurt Cobain. Is Kurt Cobain wrote all the music,
exactly,
plus the lyrics, plus sang it all, and nailed it.
He did it all himself.
He did, and
he even killed himself.
Another person was Freddie Mercury. I think he's the best lyricist of all time.
But I gotta agree with that.
I mean, Robert Plant. Don't get me wrong. Robert Plant, Led Zeppelin, incredible. But
I gotta argue with my buddy's a musician and he's very talented. I don't know why he hasn't done anything. He's always said, "Well, I don't want to." I said, "Why don't you just make a fucking album? Go out to the college by Berkeley and sell them for fucking $3, or just give it to the Berkeley radio and get it on the college and get your music out." No, I want full charge of all my stuff, because he had been in a band in the 90s from the Bay Area here that was actually pretty popular. I looked him up, and he can play anything, like Eruption on the guitar, just pinpoint. He'll play Eruption, whatever. You just tell him, he's like, he's just very musically inclined. He can sing. And he just wants he wants to do it all his own, and then he just never end up doing it. He's got a big catalog of music, but he never actually done anything with it. And we got an argument about the best of who has the best vocals. And I told him, for me, it's my top three were Freddie Mercury, Roy Orbison, and Elvis.
Okay.
And he says Axl Rose is the best.
No.
I was like, he said because of his vocal range, he can hit the high notes and then he could go real deep. I said, but he can't carry a note like Freddie. He can't carry the fucking note.
Yeah, and he can't carry the note for fucking years until he decides to come back.
Yeah.
So there's that.
You know, so I'm like, Axl is, he might be in the top 10, but he's nowhere near Roy Orbison or Freddie Mercury.
I will say, say my newest, like out of the top like last 10 years, one of my favorite bands is Muse. I think they are aesthetically one of the most masterfully put together bands. For a 3-piece band that can, like,
their music is orchestral.
They're very, you're absolutely right, but they're also so musically trained. I mean, they're just epic.
They make very grandiose music, right? It's kind of like entrances your whole, all your senses. Like it kind of transports you into like a music space,
They
right?
see
Yeah,
that
if you-
song coming
It's not
out
an
of my
easy
head,
music.
and I've been feeling
Very
just fine.
complete.
Have you guys
No.
ever heard of Geddy Lee from Rush?
Of course, Geddy Lee is amazing. I mean, he played the
Canadian
freaking
treasure.
keyboard with his toes and played the bass.
I saw them live, man.
Yeah, I've seen
what's
Rush
it called?
live. They're incredible.
They're from Canada, right?
Yeah, they're Canadian.
Yeah.
Canadian treasures, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like name 3 things from Canada.
Rush, and Rush.
Money Burner.
And Neil,
Just kidding.
Neil Peart, right? He's the drummer. He's like
Yeah, he's
a lot of
incredible.
people consider him to be the best drummer of all time.
I would say the best drummer, one of the best drummers, two best drummers of all time are John Bonham.
John Bonham, Moby Dick.
Yes.
Moby Dick.
Number 2,
John Bonham from
Danny
Led
Carey
Zeppelin?
from Tool.
Is John Bonham from AC/DC or Led Zeppelin?
John Bonham,
Led Zeppelin,
man.
baby.
Led Zeppelin, right?
Dude,
Yeah.
we used to
Yeah.
watch the song
Hey, he
remains
just-
the same.
He
Every
played
Saturday
everything
night.
with his hands.
Yeah.
He was
Every
incredible.
Saturday night, like in the early 80s, before I went to the Air Force, like 80, 81, we would go to the Song Remains the Same. And it was the midnight movie. And I would be there just watching the same movie every Saturday
that
night.
a
We didn't have
cartoon
much to
movie?
do. It was kind of a ritual.
Is the Song Remains the Same? That's a movie? Is it like a cartoon?
It's a movie.
that
Yeah,
was-
it's a
yeah.
movie. Yeah. It's an album. It's
But I mean, is it like the way they did The Wall? Like it? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh
basically.
no, well, the wall
shit, I've
was
never
like
seen it. I'm
no-
gonna have to look it up.
I mean,
Yeah,
it was
Song
kind of the
Remains-
same way, but the
Yeah,
wall
well,
was
then-
very more trippy.
Yeah.
Have you heard about the Dark Side of Oz, or like if you play the
Dark
that
Side of the
album.
Moon with a Wizard of Oz
Okay,
in it.
so I did it, but I've seen online on YouTube you can't find it because everyone tries to do it and they're wrong. I did it one time by just I put on the album. You have to start play when it says MGM and the Lion Roars the third time. You have to press play, and you have to use like the VHS version of nothing remastered or whatever from Wizard of Oz. It's a mental, nothing you can watch on YouTube shows it accurately the way it actually is, but it is a mind fart. It's really,
Yeah, try doing it
really
on
is.
a lot
And the
of
band-
LSD, dude.
and the band denies it completely.
Well, of course.
And no, I was completely sober when I did it. I made sure to be sober just to check, and I was feeling like I was on some LSD or something.
Yeah, it's definitely a mind trip.
Thank you.
100%.
You know who was a great singer? George Michael.
He was. I mean,
I can't
yeah,
name
absolutely.
one song.
Yes, you can. Come
Faith.
on, man.
Gotta have faith, right?
Gotta have
Careless
faith,
Whisper
faith,
was
faith.
the best, right?
I mean,
One
Prince
last-
was also a great, lyricist.
Last Christmas.
Prince was a great guitarist.
Yeah.
Prince was an incredible guitarist. He was
Incredible.
incredible guitarist. In fact, I would say that he was a better guitarist than he was a singer. And I'm not saying he wasn't a great singer, but dude, he could make that freaking guitar sing.
Yeah. If
Like-
you haven't seen the movie Purple Rain, watch
You
it.
have no idea.
I have
yeah.
no idea how good it was. It was very, very popular back with 84. It was extremely popular.
Dwight Yoakam sang Purple Rain in his last album.
Mm.
But you guys ever listen to any of the Rolling Stones? Like, I trust people.
I don't
Keith
like
Richards.
Rolling
I-
Stones are great. I think they suck.
I don't think they were ever good.
No, well, I think the band was better. Well, I think it was more of going to see a show than it was to hear it, on an album.
Well,
Like, if you went and saw a Rolling Stones show, you'd be like, "Oh, these guys are
Yeah,
good."
it's like a certain type of person liked them.
I
And,
was
and the people I hung out with, we didn't like them.
Well, see,
Right.
I never liked the Beatles. I never liked the Beatles, but I'll tell you something about the Rolling Stones. I never really listened to them because I always listened older classic rock and stuff, but I was never. They were just so popular that I'd hear them on the radio, but I never got into them. But I was going through my mom's records and I found a a British printed Let It Bleed album. This thing is like this thick. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like the first copy of Let It Bleed, and I played that shit. And it's funny because the song Honky Tonk Women, on that album, it's not called Honky Tonk Girls or whatever. It's called Country Honk. And like the names of the songs are different. It's a really old album. But I listened to that on record, and that's one of those records where you just put it on and let it play, and the whole damn album is really good. So they have their moments. What happened was Keith Richards met Graham Parsons, and Graham Parsons taught Keith Richards to play like honky tonk guitar, and then they made a bunch of hits in this style, like playing Wild Horses and stuff. And then Keith Richards taught Graham Parsons heroin, and Graham Parsons died.
And then Graham Parsons died.
Yeah.
And then, Keith Richards has, I don't know how many blood transfusions has he had. I'm going to have to agree with Magniosis here, James. Frank Zappa. Frank Zappa's an incredible guitar player.
I tried to get into Frank Zappa. I was just like, it's just too fucking.
Frank Zappa is like Primus.
Have you heard like Captain Beefheart though?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I can listen to Captain Beefheart. I mean, I got records of like Country Joe and the Fish and some really good stuff from that era. But the Frank Zappa, I like Primus. I seen Primus down here at Jack London, is right near my work. And it's weird because we seen him on a Friday evening. He did a free show in Jack London, and he was playing this. It was a guitar connected to a bass, so the fret was like 8 inches, right? Just the fret of the guitar was like 8 inches, and his hands are so fucking big. He's like, his fingers are probably like 6 inches long, each of them, and they're like.
Are we talking Frank Zappa or this Beefheart thing?
No, he's talking about
Primus. Les Claypool.
Les Claypool, yeah.
So,
I mean,
like,
dude, the guy's fingers are giant, and he was just
like Frank Zappa, old Iggy Pop. That's like a different kind of person than I am. It's kind of weird. I don't like that noise.
When he was playing this thing, so he's playing this guitar connected to a bass thing, all on one fret thing, and then it was a Friday afternoon, and my mom was going camping up north, like 3 hours in Northern California.
Why known as Big Brown Beaver.
And she was
my
camping.
favorite song.
She was camping with Les Claypool. I didn't know. She came back Monday, and she was like, I was camping, and I was camping with some famous musician. His name was Wes Claypool or something. And I was like, Les Claypool? Yeah, that's his name. He borrowed toilet paper from him. So he must have left that show and went straight camping right next to where my mom was camping. I thought that was crazy because she came back like, after the weekend and said, yeah, I was camping with this guy, Les Claypool. I was like, I just seen him play a show on Friday. But he was like, yeah, he was there Friday night. He left the show and went camping with his family.
That's crazy, man.
One Dog asked if anyone can give their top 3 albums. I can do it, but I don't know if it's the best, but it's like the ones I've played the most is Depeche Mode, Songs of Faith and Devotion, Incubus, the Morning View album, and probably like an Audio Slave album or maybe a Radiohead album, the In Rainbows album by Radiohead.
Aren't you my age, Kevin? How old are you?
No, I'm younger than you, man. I'm 33.
Here, give me a rating on these. Here, let me make myself big. Okay, give me a rating on these. Do you know this one? These are all Blu-rays.
I kind of like the Eagles, man. I mean, they're good. Like,
yeah, everybody could play an instrument.
Like,
this is one of my favorites.
Judas Priest. There you go. They're good.
Oh, Judas Priest. That's a group. Epitaph is a fantastic album.
The concert is even better.
Oh yes. Oh, okay.
Dennis DeYoung, Tommy, what's his name? The blonde guy.
You like popular music. Popular music is popular for a reason. You know what I don't like is like people who are like all into music and they they become snobby because like if someone gets too big and they say they suck because they got too big. It's like
shout out to Papa
I'm
Brown.
gonna have to go with Horn Dog on one of these. He said Radiohead had a couple great albums. OK Computer is one of my favorite albums.
You ever hear this one?
Yeah,
it's not as good as Epitaph, but
Battle
it's
Cry. No, it's not as good. But that's after Epitaph, right?
But Brian, even the newer Radiohead albums are still amazing. Like In Rainbows,
Yeah. No, you're right.
they're
You're
still
right.
great.
But OK Computer like
Yeah.
kind of changed
Oh,
the
hell
era
yeah.
of things.
You like Steel
Oh
Panther?
shit! Hell yeah, dude!
Asian
Bruce
Hooker?
Invasion.
Yeah, this is kind of like
Hey,
one
Kevin,
of
have
the
you ever
weird
heard
ones.
Steel Panther?
Holy
Eh.
shit! You
No,
got
never.
Beck, Jeff Beck
Dude,
live in Tokyo.
Kevin, you gotta listen to some Steel Panther. Imagine Guns N' Roses, but they're like the Too Short of heavy metal, talking about Poontang.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's Steel Panther.
are they kind of like
wow.
ZZ Top?
No.
Steel Panther's more like heavy metal rock band, like Big Hair Band.
They're
but-
more like Motley Crue.
More like
Oh.
Motley
Anything,
Crue, but
yeah.
they're talking about Poontang all the time.
Foreigner. You got Foreigner live? Well, yeah.
Foreigner harmonizes really well. Like they're
Foreigner's amazing.
Yeah,
And well, Foreigner and Journey, like they were
And
really
Journey.
good at their.
Chicago had some good hits, and Boston.
Yeah,
all
Chicago
these
does.
bands that have
This
like
is the best one.
city names.
by far.
Boston, but Boston.
Oh,
has-
you're absolutely right. I have to agree with you.
Epitaph.
anybody heard those
I think you see it on
intros
YouTube.
and the long solos from Boston? Just
I know we're talking about
psychedelic.
80s rock right now, but if you want to see an amazing concert, watch the
Thanks, Papa Brown.
Depeche Mode One Night in Paris tour concert.
Fuck that. Depeche Mode
Dude.
101, Kevin. 101.
Oh,
Hey,
That-
hey,
the-
can I read a super chat real quick? Sorry to
Yeah,
cut you off.
dude.
Papa
I
Brad's
have to go-
Gaming. Hold on, Duncan.
Dunk.
$5 super chat from Papa Brad's Gaming. Happy holidays. Look at all these guys. You can't be lonely, Mr. Miami Cuddles. Thank you, Brad.
We're talking music, baby.
We're talking music. Yeah, music is good.
Yeah, man.
So when I was young, we had cassette tapes, and they used to come in big. We'd have big cases, and it would hold like 30 cassette tapes, and you had to unzip it and stuff, you know. And we had Depeche Mode 101, and it was a 2 cassette. It came with 2 cassettes because that's how many songs are on Depeche Mode 101. And me and my dad would drive all through California, the beaches to the state parks, everywhere, knocking that shit. Good. I mean, that's where I learned Depeche Mode. I still have it on CD now. It's actually in my car. Yeah, it's Depeche Mode 101. The second album is the only CD that's been in my new Super that I've had for a year. It's the only CD I've had in there.
You know that
Nice.
song, I'm Taking a Ride with My Best Friend? That's a great
Yeah.
song.
Oh, that's a great song.
Isn't it about drugs, though? Like
Yeah.
he's taking a ride with his best friend. Yeah.
We're
Taking a
flying
ride with
Yeah,
my
We're
best
watching the
friend.
birds.
I hope he never lets me down
Let me-
again.
Oh wait, let's never let me down again. Sorry, not behind
Yeah.
me. Yeah, never let me down again. Yeah.
That's such a great song,
As far
man.
as like greatest albums, I like Black Sabbath, Master of Reality is probably one of my favorite albums.
Mine's Master of Puppets.
Master of Puppets.
Did you say Metallica?
No,
No,
I
you
said
said Black Sabbath.
Oh,
Master
Black
of
Sabbath. I'm sorry.
Reality.
I thought you said
And then,
Metallica. I was like, Metallica. It's got to be Master of
you know,
Puppets.
an album I really liked that I didn't even know about until just recently was The Cure, 3 Imaginary Boys. It's like
Oh, so good. So good.
that
dude.
album. That's another one. You press play, and 10:15 on a Saturday night, it goes on, and it starts out, and the faucet goes drip, 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 and then that album from that first song on, that's when you just press play and listen to the whole damn album, and there's no duds.
Well, that's for me. That's it's probably a band that a lot of people haven't really talked about. Probably a lot of you guys don't listen to is Placebo. It's their first album created in 1999. It's called Placebo. It's the name of the album. I freaking love that album. So if you like The Cure or anybody along those lines, you'd love Placebo.
The band I found randomly was called I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called Killing Joke.
Killing Joke.
Killing Joke was popular in Europe. See, these kind of groups that you're talking about, like even like early Simple Minds, Once Upon a Time album, which that song "Don't You Forget About Me" sucks, but Once Upon a Time.
Oh, is that who sings that?
Yeah, yeah. But no, Killing Joke sings another song that was very popular in '80s.
So
you have to have the right kind of atmosphere.
Yeah.
Like it's cold out. There aren't any lights on the highway. It's just you and
Brian.
Yeah.
Brian, write down Killing Joke so you don't forget.
Neil, what's that band?
I'm gonna look it up right now.
That song that goes. How does it feel?
Oh, that's
dude, they played that song.
Lay
Shop
your
Boys?
hands upon me.
No, it wasn't a
band that came after Warsaw. Not
it's not. Well, it's been duped or cloned before.
Yeah.
But
well, it went from Warsaw to Joy Division to
New Order.
Yeah, that's it.
Warsaw, Joy Division, New Order. Like the first Warsaw album, that whole album is fucking.
How does it feel to make me?
Kevin, have you heard Warsaw?
No.
Well, these
guys
are
from Nottingham. Before New Order, they were Joy Division. Before that, they came out with the album called Warsaw, but the name was horrible, so they changed it. Look up Warsaw.
Who redid that song?
Marilyn Manson, I think.
No, it wasn't Marilyn Manson. It was How Does It Feel?
But that kind of music just goes with 1980s in Belgium. It's like you walk into any of those like kind of hole in the wall clubs, you walk in there, there's nobody in there. That song is playing, blasting loud, and you see some people dressed in black just going like this.
To which song?
What?
That New Order song.
How are they dancing? I'll sing it again. How does it feel? How are they dancing?
That's Blue Monday, right? That's the name of the song. Blue Monday.
That's that beat.
The song's not over, Cuddles.
That song has some bass too. Like if you got a system in your car.
They're real serious. They have like
Orgy.
Sometimes
Orgy
they have
redid
like
it.
going like this.
Orgy redid that.
Brian, the reason why I say write down that Killing Joke.
I already got it.
Don't forget. I listened to like one full album, like their first album. I found it randomly on YouTube or whatever, and it reminded me of so many different styles. The Killing Joke reminded me of all the bands we just talked about: New Order, Depeche Mode, The Cure, and it's like they have
is who I was trying to think of.
It's like a very big mashup of all those bands. They do all these different styles, and like the funny thing about like early New Order, Joy Division or whatever, is they sounded tech, but they weren't using synthesizers. It was just their style of play, like the heavy fast beats and stuff, and how they melded them together. It almost came off as like that Depeche Mode sound.
Well, that's why I think you would like Placebo. You got to check out Placebo, man.
Why Neil's shirt looks like the cover, like the intro to Saved by the Bell, right?
Oh my God, it does.
Right.
So Mr. Belding lives in this city. Mr. Belding lives here in Chattanooga. Neil Haskins. Yeah, Neil Haskins.
Chattanooga,
that's where he's
Tennessee?
from. Yeah.
Chattanooga is a beautiful city, man. Beautiful.
Yeah, he lives up on Lookout Mountain.
Oh shit! Okay,
yeah.
It's such I love their downtown. Everybody complains about the bums, this and that, but the Tennessee Aquarium. You know what I like? I like the area. It's like an art district. There's a bunch of statues there.
Yeah. That's up on the It's the art
Tennessee River. What's the name of that river right there?
It's the Tennessee River. It's right on top of It's called the Art District.
Yeah, the art district.
Yeah.
And those little coffee shops are so quaint.
No, you probably went to like Rembrandt's.
Yeah, Rembrandt's.
Yeah.
And then when once I went there when they first built the glass bridge for the museum, and then I went there again, man, it was like all broken up. I was like, what the hell happened to this?
They got rid of it because it kept breaking. Well, I mean, it's a glass bridge.
Yeah, I think people were deliberately breaking it.
I do too. Yeah.
And I was like, wow, man.
But yeah, it's a beautiful city, man. It's definitely up and coming, definitely growing.
Walnut Street Bridge is awesome to walk across.
Yeah. The walking bridge is the largest walking bridge in the United States. Fun fact.
And nice coffee shops across the street. I mean,
Yeah.
on the other side of the bridge, what I'm saying. Yeah. I love it, man. I love it there. I wouldn't mind living there, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's a great city,
One
man.
of my favorite cities. They're famous for the moon pie.
Yeah.
Where
RC Cola and the moon pie.
RC Cola, RC Cola and the moon pie.
And crystals.
Chattanooga,
Tennessee.
What a beautiful city, man.
Crystal meth.
No, crystals.
It's like a hidden gem. It's like right off
Yeah.
I-24. Nobody knows about it.
Yeah.
When I used to drive an 18-wheeler, I used to drive through there, and I was like, oh, I want to go visit here one day. And yeah, I was very impressed with how beautiful it is. And it's really, for Floridians, it's not really a long drive, you know.
No.
It's sort of like the entrance to the west in a way, because there's mountains and there's like the whole land just changed. You know, it's like the landforms are just flat. You know, Florida's flat, Alabama's flat, Mississippi flat. You get into Tennessee, man, it's just like mountainous, and I don't know, man. It's amazing.
Well, Dunk apparently likes his whiskey, and I will say we have way better whiskey over here than.
Do you live in like north of Chattanooga or south?
No, I live in downtown. I literally live 1 mile from. I'm in downtown Chattanooga.
I only touch the hard stuff.
You don't live. Wait.
Every
My dream place was to always live in one of those. There's one beautiful condominium where they were building it, and then I saw it when it was finished. And it's facing the Walnut Street. But don't tell me you live there.
No, I don't. I
know
live
what I'm talking
actually.
About, though, right?
I live about a quarter mile from that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm gonna log out. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, brother.
Tell your lady I said hi.
I will.
Her favorite YouTuber.
And Neil, happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu. Eloheinu.
Melech Olam. Shout out.
Mazel.
Oh, we got Michael Dismore.
Mazel tov.
Thank you, Michael. Hang on, man. Listen to the super chat. $9.99 from Making Sense. Neil, Merry Christmas, even if you don't celebrate it. Thank you.
That's right, because you're a proud Jew.
Hey, let me ask you a question. If
Me?
Michael Dinsmore, it's going to be one of his Frankenbatch. I asked him for you saw the Mr. Calvin video, right? Where he gets lost.
Yeah.
He's going to put Calvin's picture on there, getting lost, like, the thumbnail for that video. And it's going to be part of a Frankenbatch. Would you buy it to support me? I don't get any money, but I'm just saying to support.
How the hell am I supporting you?
Because it's like, I don't know. It did well with sales. I could talk about it.
Why don't they just call it Franken-Cuddles?
Franken-Cuddles. Yeah, that's not a bad name.
All right, I'll buy it.
You'll buy it? Okay.
Yeah. Well, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, everyone. See you guys later.
Happy holidays, bud.
Bye.
Cheers.
And he's going to create another one called Friend Zone.
Friend Zone.
Yeah, Friend Zone.
That's where I'm at with my dog. She don't even like
Friend Zone
is where you're about to be with your lady if you don't get off the stream.
I don't know if he's going to ever create it, but I asked him to. Like a minty green eucalyptus kind of fragrance, maybe eucalyptus, but a minty green fragrance for just an uplifting mood kind of fragrance.
I've told you, man, that I've said it several times. I don't know if you. I was finding it in rack stores, man. It's this fucking I got it right here. It's
Of course,
Ted-
Duncan's got everything.
This is one of the best fragrances of all time. Hold on, let me put myself on. This is one of the best fragrances of all time. Nobody's ever tried it. It's green minty. Green and minty.
Sherbet.
It's called Sherbet from Comme des Garçons. Discontinued. but
Oh no, yeah. No, I haven't tried it, but I've seen that.
yeah,
Comme des Garçons does a lot of interesting fragrances.
yeah.
Nobody's ever even
Oh,
fucking
shit.
reviewed this shit.
No, that's
Ted-
bullshit. I own that fragrance.
It's got eucalyptus. It smells like Drakkar, but instead of using herbs and spices, it's got eucalyptus. And
Yeah, but it just does. It's not easy to find, and it's also does not last worth a shit, dude.
I wear it. I get plenty. I get good wear out of it.
I don't. I mean, for me, I'm like, yeah. I just don't get good.
I'm like a beast mode.
Dude,
type of
Duncan,
guy.
you
I
remember
don't
I
like-
told you
I don't
about
like
that?
shitty fragrances, and
Ted Baker had an
I do.
aftershave. They had an aftershave that was going for like $100, but it was
I
like
think
200
it was just called Ted.
It is called Ted.
No. The aftershave? No,
yeah,
it's
I
like
think it was
Turkish.
called Ted.
It's called Turkish aftershave. They discontinued
Oh.
it. Yeah. And
Well,
I
Ted-
like that one a lot.
Ted discontinues a lot of things. Like I've got a lot of his shoes, watches, fragrances.
Fuck this guy, Ted.
Well,
Just-
that's what he does. It's just Ted Baker, man. I mean, I've got, I don't know, 7 pairs of Ted Baker shoes. You can't find them.
Well,
I
no,
bought
they're-
them.
They're like
They're gone.
Nikes. They're just probably like a yearly release.
Yeah, he just releases them and just rolls through them. Same thing. I mean, it's kind of Ted Baker to me is kind of like the Old Navy of, and I hate to say that because I like Ted Baker because he's kind of like the Old Navy of like fashion designers.
So
He's like, I'm just gonna do whatever I can and
Yeah.
then pump it
Cheap
out
shoes.
and see what happens.
Cheap
so
shoes.
this came out with
They
AU
were cheap
Gold,
shoes.
and it also came out with CU or whatever, which was copper. And I have a copper. I haven't even opened it. I never even tried it. That one actually is supposed to smell good. And I tried the gold, and it smelled like 1 million or something. And I was like, I don't need that. This one I just found to be the best of the 3. I never even opened the copper. I was just gonna sell it online because I seen it's going for like $100 now, and I got it.
Yeah,
for
I mean, it's a lot of
20.
it. I mean, even like his watches, dude, like which are not like
nothing special.
they're nothing special, but they sell for you could resell them for freaking
Wow,
quite a bit of fucking change, dude.
5
And I'm
times
like,
more than you bought it for.
yeah, I'm like, dude, honestly, no. Like, well, I got all mine discounted. And then I'm like, holy shit, I could sell this for like $240. I bought it for $120. Okay, I'll double my money. Sweet.
Yeah, I'm not really into never got into watches. I always know what time it is. Shit,
Thanks, iPhone.
Crystal is legit. Yeah, whatever happened to Cristo? I think I don't know. He had like this clean cut look, and I don't know. He's just off this beaten path now. I mean, he's the same guy, but he's remember Cristo from Eugene and Cristo. I thought that show with Cristo and Eugene was like every time they would come on, I would watch it.
You know, the first time I
I'll
caught
be right
Eugene-
back, guys.
The first time I caught Cristo and Eugene doing a live together, I dropped my mom off in Reno when she was sick. It was like 2019, and she was going to stay with my aunt and uncle in Reno for the holidays, and she was sick, but she went up there for Christmas, and then I was on my way back from Reno, and they were on for like 2 hours of that drive, which is like a 3-hour drive, to the Bay Area to Reno. And I just watched them the whole time. And the first thing I thought, I was like, this looks like Beavis and Butthead the later years. And I started calling Beavis and Butthead.
Oh shit! No, but they had one of the best shows. I thought those two were. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's when Eugene was at his height. To be honest, when it was
I don't know
Christo
about
and him.
height, but
No, I think so. I think that.
look at me. I
that's
look
what I
like
was.
I'm fucking dead. I got out.
I was a big Eugene fan back then.
I still got
And
the flu. I look like a fucking corpse.
so go to sleep, man.
I look like a corpse, man. I just got over the flu. I'm still sick.
Yeah, I mean, I'm playing a game called Vampire Survivors. Maybe I'll just go back to that and end the stream.
Ah, fuck that, Cuddles. Stick around. How many people you got watching?
24.
No.
That doesn't matter. I like
Corn Dog never joins the stream.
But you're sending me tired energy here.
Me?
Yeah. You're like, I'm tired. I'm tired.
You need a kombucha. I didn't say I'm
tired.
I
ran out of kombucha. I remember Christo saying a few years ago that he was sick of the influencer direction the fragrance community was taking. Yeah. But that's kind of like where I am. I just like.
You can't like everything about
YouTube. Yeah.
I don't watch videos. I don't watch.
Yeah, we just watch live streams. But Christo and Eugene, and then he would have other guests on there. And I was never into those Dior exclusives, but the passion they had was interesting. And I like how Christo used to talk about he was a fan of one of those cheap $12 fragrances. I forgot what it was. He was like a big fan of that $12 fragrance.
Oh, I know. It was gray flannel.
Gray flannel.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I felt like, what a great show. This guy, he has hundreds of bottles worth $300 each. And the other guy, he's a big fan of gray flannel. And just the mixture of those two, it was magical. They were complete opposites.
Yeah, I think Christo was more into searching out
the game.
Well, he was more into like before, because you got to think like in the 90s and shit. There was no niche brands. I mean, there might have been some, like Guerlain is, I guess, considered niche, but there were no like niche perfume brands. And then as it turned out to, like, there became niche and then there became indie, and indie perfumery is actually become a thing, whereas there wasn't like indie perfumery. I mean, I guess indie perfumery has been around for years, but there wasn't a lot of brands the way there are now. There might have been a few brands. Now indie perfumery is kind of becoming more, it's kind of pushing niche out of the equation, because people are more interested in trying newer stuff, and indie brands aren't necessarily copying anything. They're new creations, whereas niche is just taking like concepts that have already been done and trying to perfect what the designers have already done. Like niche is trying to perfect designers, and indie is still doing their own thing. So Christo was more into like finding those type of fragrances that are different. He would search them out, it seemed like,
Yeah, he liked that third man. I didn't know what it was, and Anu sent it to me. And it was like, it was in French, so I didn't know what it was, right? It's like
the third man?
Name. Yeah, third man, but it was so I was like, it ain't all that. Eugene used to hype that one up. He goes, if you want a good
Nautigon,
yeah, but I was like, wow, you hyped that fragrance up so much. I didn't know what it was, and I was like, it ain't all that, man.
Yeah, Nautigon to me smells like a bear. Like bears stink, right? They have like rotten flesh in their teeth, and they're musty.
Have you smelled a bear before?
Yeah, I've smelled a bear. Not.
Have you smelled one like up close? Are you like getting right in your face?
It's becoming a joke.
It was amazing.
Yes, I had my 38 on a bear sitting in my van.
But have you actually got up close when one's alive?
Yeah. Yeah, I was camping a couple years ago, and one bumped my van. I was sleeping in my van. We were camping, and my buddy's tent was right beside my van. And
Did you kiss him? Did you get right up close and just
no,
kiss him?
I pulled my gun. It bumped my van. I was like, "Are we having an earthquake?" And then I got up, and I smelt it, and it was walking like I was just making sure it didn't. I was gonna shoot it if it fucked with my buddies.
I mean, you can smell a bear from, I mean, when a bear comes up close, you can smell them.
Yeah, they fucking stink.
They stink. Yeah, they do. I mean, they smell ungodly.
Yeah. I wouldn't get too close to a bear. Remember that guy who did the documentary in Alaska, fucking with the Kodiak bears? And
Yeah.
shit, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
they shoot 'em?
Yeah.
What a dumbass.
Yeah, I mean, but teach their own, right?
Interesting documentary, though.
Heritage is still one of my favorite fragrances, man.
Oh, hell yeah.
Obsession, Calvin Klein Obsession, Paul Sebastian.
You know,
what is your all-time favorite scent? What is the scent that like
I can't choose one like that. I don't know, man, because I like different things. There's no favorite. I don't have a favorite. Like I like different things. It's like
I don't either.
Like, what's your favorite flavor ice cream? I don't know, man. I like different kinds, like whatever mood I'm in.
I mean, people ask me that all the time. They're like, "What's your favorite scent?" I'm like, "Man, I've got so many." I mean,
there's no favorite scent. It's like flavor. Like one day you want to eat vanilla ice cream. One day, like I don't know, butter pecan. Next day pistachio, or it's different. That's all. I mean, there's nothing.
Yeah, it's all. I like to base everything on how I feel. Like how I feel, like what I'm wearing, like what situation I'm going to, like everything. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
I like being diverse.
And then
I think diversity is what like sets us apart from.
And then some people are like, "What's your opinion on this?" And I'm like, I like it. I don't know if, a lot of people aren't going to like what you like. Usually people do like what I like for some reason. I don't know. Even RXL, he's like, you never made a bad recommendation.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now. This is my 3 favorite fragrances of all time.
Of course, one's called Arrogance.
Arrogance for home. It's a very strong.
I mean, yeah.
Arrogance is very strong. But
those are
strong.
3 great fragrances. If I was to do like all my favorite fragrances, I don't think I could hold them all in my arm, like in my width. Like I couldn't.
Have you tried
Arrogance? Yes,
I love it.
It is, but I mean, it's a thing that's going to change. That could change tomorrow for you.
I hear people saying, "Oh, it's like Cuddles." I'm like, what? I find it more like Musk Monsieur and like other fragrances that are full of like green spiciness. I don't get the comparisons. It's very classy in my opinion. I'd put it up there with Heritage as far as the class. I don't find it overly masculine or animalic as people say. I think it's great.
Well, to answer Marcus's question, yes, it sets us apart from bears, but it definitely, to each their own, man. Like, I think it's different from, fragrance reviewer to person who isn't a fragrance reviewer. I mean, we're all different, man. Like, we all have favorites. Our favorites are going to change. We're going to get our noses on something, especially if you collect something. Like, my tag used to be like my favorite watch. And then all of a sudden I bought something different. That's my new favorite watch. It's always going to change. Like it's going to be this, that, or the other. And
well,
that's why I don't do like, hey man, like these are my favorite fragrances of all time.
You got that from Aram, huh?
Tag is a great brand. I love my Tag, my Formula One.
I tried to get that off you, Cuddles, and he was like, "No, it was a gift. I can't get rid of it."
Yeah.
Damn it!
It's an aftershave, right?
Well, no, it's an EDT splash.
Oh. My dad wore something like this, and my dad wore, I don't know, man. My dad wore very strong aftershaves and stuff like this.
I have the same bottle up there, and I have this, and I brought the other one to Texas, and I still want one more backup because I went through.
It needs to be a little colder.
The one I took to Texas only has 20 mil left in it.
Hey, why don't you come up here, Neil? It's only like 8 degrees outside.
Yeah, I've been in Chattanooga.
Shit, no, dude. This is the coldest we've had in 40 years.
Wow.
Dude, it's 6 degrees is our low tonight.
Hey, you go to the mom and pop shops in Texas, and you could still find this old heritage like in every mom and pop shop.
I can imagine this must be amazing in the cold weather, man.
Yeah.
Oh, arrogance?
Yeah.
Oh man, I love it in the hot weather. I'm
to each their own. You can wear whatever fragrance you want.
Yeah, you can't wear arrogance in the hot weather.
That's the one thing with fragrances, man. They don't know.
It's too much. It's cloying. It's kind of cloying in the hot weather.
It can be. I mean, there's certain things that are just like too much.
It just kind of go. No, I understand what you're saying, but it kind of goes with the colder weather.
Yeah. I agree. I agree, but you gotta realize that after that top fades down a bit, I mean that's what you're really wearing.
Yeah. Well, it's a little colder now, and I'm enjoying it more than I usually do because it's a little chilly here.
And how cold is it there, Neil? I know you guys are getting a cold streak.
It's 48 degrees right now. I'm looking at my computer.
Man, that's crazy, especially for Miami.
They said it might snow in Miami. Didn't it?
No, it snowed one time.
Oh, no, I got my neighbor checking out my house in Texas because it was. I mean, last night in the AM it got down to like 13 degrees, and
in Texas, that's like we saw what happened in Austin, and in Texas, a couple years ago. Like,
yeah, I'm just south of Houston, and like before I bought my house, I was like in the process of buying it. The pipes burst in that last polar vortex.
Oh man, that's terrible.
But I was lucky that it happened before we signed anything, so they had to fix all that before we bought. It happened like 2 weeks before we fully got done purchasing. Yeah,
that's good.
But I got a really cool neighbor, and he's like, look, because we had our aunt, and I told her to turn on the water to keep a water moving, and we got the Google thermostat, so my wife can control the heat in the house. And then my neighbor went over after her aunt went there, and he was like, man, she just turned them on full. I told her to just put it on like a small.
Yeah, he just dribble it, dude.
I guess he was like, man, she just had them all on like full black.
Your water bill's gonna be awesome.
He's like, don't worry, I fixed it all for you, and I'll keep an eye on it. And if the power goes out, I'll go shut your water off because I'll be shutting my water off at the same time. You know, that's Texas neighbors. Everybody seems nice out there. I need to get back out there. I'm just I'm working.
Where you at?
I'm working. I work in San Francisco, and
he works at the docks at the port.
Yeah.
Is it colder there? Is it? Are you guys getting any weather from all this?
No, today it was probably about 65 degrees, like most of the day. Sunny, completely sunny, little breezy, but 65 and breezy. It was real beautiful today.
That's what I gotta say about that.
We're nice weather. It is not worth all the hardships.
Well, I mean, yeah, man. I mean, that's like in the South, everybody's like, "Oh no, it's gonna be warm." I'm like, I wish.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it. I mean, I love it when it's warm out there. I remember surfing in Galveston. It wasn't too long ago.
Like, yeah, Galveston's probably frozen over right now.
Nah, it's all right. But I went out there one day and it was 89 degrees air temperature, 89 degrees, 89% humidity, 89 degree air temperature, and 89%. What was it? 89. Oh, and the water temperature in the Gulf was 89 in Galveston. So it's like you walk in and out of the water, you don't even notice any temperature change at all. Everything was so fluid.
Yeah, it says they said 13 felt like 1 in Fort Worth for the college football game a couple of nights ago.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they figure out the wind chill. I think what they do is they take the average, the actual temperature, and then they, from what I look at, wind chill, and then they take the wind chill, and if the wind is 30, they have to. So they add half of the actual wind.
But that's in Fort
to
Worth,
the
dude.
actual weather, and that's
13 degrees in Fort Worth.
Yeah.
That's cold, dude. That's cold in Texas. That's stupid cold. I mean, so tonight's supposed to be 6 degrees here in Chattanooga. 6.
That's cold for Tennessee.
That in all my years, 26 years of living here, that's the coldest it's ever been. Wow. That's the coldest. And so we had rolling blackouts all day today.
Oh shit.
Yeah. My parents had 7 in Cleveland, Tennessee. They actually they lost their thermostat blew. So they don't have heat right now.
50. What is it? 56?
Yeah. Let's see here, and then let's see what.
Look at Miami on your phone.
So Chattanooga. Chattanooga right now is 19. 19 degrees. That's freaking crazy.
So Sugarland, Texas is 29.
That's I mean, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah, it's still
29. Yeah, that's crazy.
In Texas. and my wife's from Indonesia, and been out there quite a few times, and I love humid, hot, tropical type weather, and that's what I found south of
the weather in Miami.
Tropical type weather.
I swear to God, Neil, if Neil shows me 72 degrees, I'm gonna be pissed.
Hold on.
Like 72.
No, 47. That's cold.
God, that's colder than San Francisco.
And you know what? All this weather is coming towards you.
To me?
No, towards Neil.
No, I thought we got rid of
it's all going your way, Neil, your way. But
Marcus, really cold weather, man.
Marcus says he's like, I live in the Arctic and we have 21 degrees right now. Yeah. And that's
Celsius, yeah. Is that Celsius?
I mean,
he probably means Celsius.
Our wind chill. I mean, it's windy as shit outside. I just went out and smoked.
Hey, my wife's in a vacuum real
Yeah, it's windy in Miami.
Yeah,
I'm gonna smoke a cigarette. I'll be right back.
Very windy in Miami, man, and it's
that's
like
Fahrenheit,
when it's cold in Miami, it's like because you get that breeze off the coast, off the beach, and it's like really, really chilly. I was in Belgium. Crazy. I was in Belgium for over 3 years, and it was cold, but it was pleasant. It was cold. It was cold but pleasant. It wasn't like, but when you know the Miami cold, it chills your bones, man. It's just like
because you have the humidity too.
Yeah, the humidity and everything's like wet, cold. It's hard.
Yeah, because you're getting that off the water as well.
Yeah.
You're getting that wind chill right off the water, and it's crazy.
Belgium, it was pleasant actually. It was cold, of course. You go outside, ooh, it's cold, but it's like you put a smile on your face. It's cold, you know. It wasn't, I don't remember any miserable, and it snowed out there and everything else.
Yeah, when I used to live out west in Colorado, or even in Oregon, I mean, it was cold, but it wasn't like this. Like this is like stupid cold. Like it's just it's the difference between climates. Like
I know Chattanooga. I was there one winter, and it was not a pleasant cold.
No,
it was not a pleasant cold at all. It was very.
And last year on Christmas,
to the bones.
Last year on Christmas, it was 80 degrees.
Wow.
And this year it's going to be, I think, 32 is the high tomorrow. So this will be freezing. So yeah,
I like to. I'll be honest. I like to move to Chattanooga. I'm thinking.
You should, man. I'll be there in February. Let's talk about it.
Okay. 2023, I'm going to be moving. Most likely Sebring in the middle of the state. Just because it's kind of Florida is just very overpopulated, and the middle of the state, it's kind of.
Are you from Miami originally?
From New York.
New York. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. That's one thing is like everybody thinks like Florida's the South, but Florida is where everybody moves to.
Yeah. Like
it's not the South. I mean, it is the South, but it's not the South.
Yeah.
Like
no, it's like it's not the deep South. Or
it's not the deep.
Like
it's not Alabama.
It's like
or Mississippi.
Well, yeah, mostly Hispanics in Miami is like 80% Hispanic. So
yeah,
yeah,
and then it's everybody who moves from like California, New York, like all the big cities are like, let's move to Florida, and that's congregate there.
Tampa is getting like a lot of people are moving to Tampa now, and it's going to be the same as Miami, and my sister's moving to Tampa, and she says, let's move to Tampa together. I want to be near you, this and that. I'm like, it's going to, in 10 years, I don't know if I'm going to be alive, but Tampa is just going to be another Miami. I want to get away from the crowds. I just want to go like Sebring it's sort of a city on the decline, which is true, but they are building the Walmarts, this and that. But
Neil, you'd fit really well into Chattanooga, man.
No, I honestly know. I love
Chattanooga. Yeah, because it's a big it's not a big city.
Dude, I've been to Chattanooga 5-6 times, man.
Yeah.
I know Chattanooga well.
There's not like
how many people know the Walnut Street Bridge?
Exactly. It's not crowded. It's not crowded.
I've been there. I've been there with my girl maybe 3 or 4 times. My girl that passed, but we've been there like 3 or 4 times, maybe 4 times, and she loved it too. She loved to go there.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a beautiful city, and it's up and coming, and get a while the getting's good. That's what I say. The
downtown area is beautiful. Northern, like north of Chattanooga, is really, really nice. When I was there last, they were building a lot of like homeowners associations and this and that. But like, I guess there was 2 ways to get there, like 2 main roads, but the one I like more on the western.
Yeah, so you got 24, and then you got 153.
Yeah,
and then you got you have 75 that comes to 24.
So 24 is the one more on the western side that goes north.
Yeah, that goes towards Nashville.
Yeah. Like I like it over there. You're leaving Chattanooga, and you see all these mountains, and it's sort of like there's not a lot of people out there, and you just keep driving like 10 miles. There's like. Because I was looking at properties out there, it wasn't that expensive. Like not crazy expensive.
No, I mean it's definitely, what I always say is get it while the getting's good, because there's so many Californians and New Yorkers that are coming down here and trying to just buy up real estate.
Yeah,
but I mean, if you moved like downtown's still expensive. Like where I live, I'm 1.5 miles from. Basically the interstate 24. So where I work.
Are you south of 24?
No, I'm north of 24.
Okay,
so I'm gonna be.
Because like Georgia's right there. Is it Ringgold, Georgia, or something?
Yeah, Ringgold. So I'm like 1.5 miles from Ringgold, Georgia, but I'm also 1.5 miles up from like straight up Macaulay Avenue, straight down from UTC. So I'm 0.8 miles from UTC.
I think I froze when I was itching my chest.
You did. You did.
What a pose.
That's a great pose.
But yeah, I like Ringgold as well too.
Yeah, I mean it's a great area too. The only thing is, don't live in Georgia, man. The biggest issue with Georgia is that they have state income tax. Tennessee does not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if you live in Tennessee, no state income tax. Yes, we have a high sales tax, We have one of the highest sales
okay,
tax.
real high sales tax.
9.75.
9.75 now. Wow. I think it was 8 last time I went there.
Yeah.
9.75 is crazy.
Yeah. But I would take that over this. And that's a shitty thing is if you live in Georgia and then work in Tennessee, then you have to pay state income tax in Georgia plus pay sales tax in Tennessee.
The thing I like, do you have the homestead exemption in Tennessee? Do you know
you can do that. Like, so if you actually live in Georgia and then work in Tennessee, then you don't have to pay that.
The thing's frozen.
Well, yeah, I don't know why'd you freeze up, dude?
Yeah, because I'm using a DSLR.
Oh, I just use mine. That's the one thing I love about this Mac is the camera.
Oh yeah, built-in camera. Good camera. Yeah,
the camera's fantastic, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the great thing is that if you work like in Tennessee, live in Georgia, you don't have to pay state income tax.
Yeah, Swift is over there. Swift, the trucking company.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got Swift, and there's a couple trucking companies out there.
Dude, we also, we're known for the. I don't know if you'd ever get into this, but we are known for tow trucks. We were the home of the tow truck.
Oh yeah.
We have a towing and recovery museum.
Yeah, I don't really want to go there.
Dude, tow truck companies right now are like they just signed a petition that just went through our state, and dude, they're going to be making so much freaking money. It's ridiculous.
Towed sucks.
I know. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I went with my girlfriend to a diner. I think it was in Ringgold, and the food there was so good. I think we had some kind of pulled pork sandwich.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, there's City Cafe. So in Ringgold, you're probably talking about Nougat Q.
I don't remember the name. It was a little hole in the wall.
Yeah, that's Nougat.
It was a hole in the wall.
Wally's.
But there were a lot of people in there, and I think it was a pulled pork sandwich, and it was so good. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean, at the food here, everything. That's what people love about coming down here is that we have so much awesome eclectic food, and also so many. I mean, we've got we have a place down here called Feed and Co. What's his name? Chris Loomis. He is the executive chef at Feed & Co. He beat Bobby Flay on Beat Bobby Flay.
Oh, I don't even know what that is.
That's
so you're from where are you from now?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm originally from Maryland.
Maryland. Okay.
Yeah. But
that's like the East Coast. This is like you're like in the like the real America right now.
Dude, I love it.
Yeah, I love Chattanooga, man.
It is. It's a great city, dude. Yeah, I mean, Charlie Loomis, that's his name. Charlie Loomis. Yeah, he beat Bobby Flay and beat Bobby Flay, the cooking show.
Yeah, I don't watch cooking shows. I don't even have TV. I just have YouTube and that's it. I could get all that stuff for free, but when I was taking care of my mom, I was watching cable. There's nothing on cable, man.
The only thing I ever watched is football. I mean, I've got like Spectrum and shit. I just watch football and that's it.
And I watched like probably the two best games with the Miami Dolphins. I think it was like the second game and the third game.
Damn,
like
you guys
they both were like really good games.
Mm-hmm. You guys are killing it this year. I mean, I gotta say.
I'm not even into football anymore, really.
Yeah.
Not like I used to be. I used to really be into it.
But yeah, man. Yeah, definitely, dude. Well, when I come to Miami in February, I'm gonna convince your ass to move up to Chattanooga.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great city, and it's there's a lot going on. There's actually a pretty big influencer, like content creator, like
Yeah, I don't know if you know who
everything.
Anthony Brian Logan is. Do you know who he is? No.
I know, I've heard of him. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a black conservative guy. He's like a million subs, but he's from Chattanooga.
Yeah. Well, so is freaking Big Beard Business.
Yeah, I think he moved. I'm not a fan of him.
Yeah, I know, but he works.
Yeah.
He's the regional director of Verizon Wireless.
Oh, okay.
So he's my guy whenever I go into Verizon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I met him. I met him at Osme one time.
Yeah. So, and then yeah, I mean it's a really up and coming, and also fun fact, we have the fastest internet in all of the United States.
That's good.
EPB, dude.
EPB, what is that?
It's the Electric Power Board of Chattanooga. We have so we have fiber optic internet that is 1 gig. We have 1 gig internet, but it's faster than the White House.
Wow. Yeah, you always have good internet with your live streams.
Yeah.
Yeah, my internet's pretty good, but Miami,
it's nothing like this, dude.
Nothing like this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. And it's $55 a month.
That's it.
That's it.
I'm paying a lot more.
Marcus says I have 1 gig internet. It's nothing compared to what we have.
Oh man.
Oh.
Yeah, my nephew's in Chattanooga. Maybe I could talk to my brother and maybe I'll say, hey, I'm looking out there. Maybe you could. He's got some money. He's making a good living.
Yeah. Internal
auditor. See, he might. Maybe I'll stay with my nephew. My nephew's studying to be a scientist. He's really intelligent, really smart kid. He's like 25. Got a 1480 on the SAT.
Oh shit!
Yeah, he's fucking genius.
Wow, that's
real he's
good.
He has Asperger's too.
Oh wow!
So he has like a behavioral problem. It's kind of so it's like I'm not allowed to talk about politics with him, and I kind of like said I don't like being told what to do, so I don't speak to my brother so much because of that. Because I don't want to be like controlled, like don't. I'm like I don't want to be if he messes up, I don't want to be blamed for it. You know what I mean? So it's kind of, I'm kind of a freedom of speech kind of guy.
No way.
No way.
No way. No.
Elon Musk.
Hey man, I mean,
I love Elon.
You know what the best thing about being American is?
Yeah.
Our Constitution.
Yeah.
It's the best thing about what we're able to do.
Mm-hmm.
We have certain things that we're and for all those people, I will say this, and I'm gonna stand up for Neil here. We have one thing, one Constitution that we're all able to do, and that is say whatever the fuck we want to say.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who you are, what you want. It doesn't mean that we're gonna say the wrong thing, but we're always able to say the right thing.
Yeah.
And we're always able to say whatever comes to our mind. And that's the one thing, is that we can always say what we need to say, but we always have to think about what we say before we say it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, our Constitution, I'm a big civil rights activist. I follow a lot of these YouTubers who are, civil rights activists, and it's become a big thing in the United States that we have to know what we are able to do, what we're able to say, and we have to protect ourselves. We have to 100%.
Yeah, people are people, man.
You're right.
I don't like the whole groups thing. I just never agreed with that.
No, I agree. I really want people in the U.S. especially to know what their
Yeah,
rights are.
everybody's into identity politics, and I think that's tearing us apart.
It does.
Like when you're in the military, it's like my training instructor used to say in basic training, you're not black, you're not white, you're both green, and you back each other up. That's the way it is.
Yeah.
Like I'll always remember that, and
Yeah. No, I agree. I totally agree, man. It's like we need to look at each other as we're all one.
Yeah.
And that look, we all have one voice, but we all have different voices within that one voice.
Yeah.
We're all going to have different opinions, and it's okay. It's okay to have different opinions. That's great. In fact, that's what makes us who we are. Yeah. I'm big on the especially when it comes to like Blue Lives Matter. That's great. Whatever. I don't give a shit. Don't change your flag for something that I want people to know what their rights are when it comes down to being harassed by police officers, being harassed by other people, being harassed, in different genres. You need to understand what your rights are. Like, we're all individuals. Like, there are people who are there to protect the law. There are people who are there to, be themselves. And then there's people who are there to just, I don't know.
Yeah.
We're all there to.
People are people.
People are people, man.
Like, my girlfriend was Haitian, and she didn't like SJWs. So I mean, that's it.
Yeah, I'm all just about like, just know your rights. We all have civil rights, and that's the reason these were written. And
she herself as an American,
yeah.
And she grew up in Port-au-Prince in a very poor, neighborhood, and so she appreciated.
Yeah. And yeah, I grew up in the nation's capital in DC, where people get disrespected all the time, and I don't agree with that. And my big thing is just know your rights. Know what the Constitution was written for. It wasn't written for me. It wasn't written for Neil. It wasn't written. It was written for all of us. Every single person, red, yellow, black, or white, doesn't matter who you are. It was written for all of us.
Shout out to Kevin. I have a bronze friend. I love Kevin. Kevin and me, we talk to each other all the time.
Love me a Jewish Viking. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, man. I mean, and that's the other thing is just show love, man. Love is the one thing that we do not do enough. Especially even in this fragrance community, man. Like, that's the reason I call it a family. That's the reason I call it what it is. And that's my opinion, and I don't care. Like, it's a fragrance family. Like, it's maybe the one thing that I've been looking for my entire life is a family. And then maybe that's the reason I'm all about it.
Hold on. You got to read this, because I have a little group I'm in, Kevin. Hold on. Brian is cool as shit, man. How come he's never on streams?
Well, I've been busy as shit, man, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I have been just working a lot. Dude, I work at a bar. I work at the busiest bar in Chattanooga.
Oh, okay.
And hotel, I should say. And so I've been dealing with holiday parties up the wazoo. I got off early tonight. And so that's why I was like, hey, man, I'm going to hop on Neil's stream.
All right. Yeah, that was cool.
I mean, dude, I was putting daily content out for over a year.
It's tough. It's kind of
tough.
It's it's kind of like it becomes a job after a while.
Oh yeah, I mean
Like,
it's just
okay, because the people want top tens. That's the only way you're going to really get views if you do top tens. But top tens are work. You got to get 10. First of all, you got to get 10 colognes, right, out of your setup that it's already set up. Get 10 colognes, and like if you're going to do it like at the Chattanooga Choo Choo, you got to put them in a box, and it's not so simple. You got to get 10 colognes, put them in a box, bring them to wherever you're going, and then remember, like, okay, this has some kind of note in it and this and that. It's like, it's work, and then sometimes, like, that's why I was like, this just reminds me, it's a nice woody, spicy fragrance. I don't know.
Right.
And my dad used to wear something very similar to this, and it was very masculine. What are all the notes? It doesn't matter. I mean, this one, nice old school patchouli fragrance. That's all I can, because once you get into it becomes a job when you get too descriptive and this and that. And
yeah, no, it's so true, man. I mean, thank you, Marcus. I 100% agree with you on what you said about Margie. I did dodge a bullet. Appreciate that. But great to see Alan in here. Alan, love you. But I mean, yeah, it is. It is really tough, man. Especially when you're moving. Like, look, dude, I just put that shelf up 3 days ago. And that's one shelf.
Hold on.
I've got like 7 other shelves that I'm putting up along my room because I have a giant fragrance collection. Giant.
Yeah.
And I don't even have all my fragrances over here yet. I'm just trying to still get moved in, get everything, get everything up on the shelves. I got a 6-foot shelf that I'm putting up over my bed over here. And then I've got one that like 3 that I'm putting over here. Like, I've got to get all my, moving is the biggest issue. Like, I'm like, I just want to feel comfortable. Like, I'm not going to put content out when I'm just like, oh, this sucks. Like, where are all my fragrances? Like, what am I doing? Like, yeah, when I find things, I'm like, oh, hey, I can do this. I can do this. And putting a top 10 together, I mean, trying to put a top 10 together when you're not trying to be everybody else is tough. I don't want to be everybody else.
Yeah.
I don't want to put a top 10 sexiest panty droppers. Yeah, fuck that, dude. Like, that's just dumb. Like, in my opinion, like, if you're passionate about fragrances and you really want to know about fragrances, instead of trying to get compliments and trying to figure out what it takes to get women, I'll tell you this. First of all, there's never been a fucking fragrance that's ever gotten me laid. Ever. Ever. So why try? Like, all these guys, all these other fragrance reviewers that are telling you that this, and this is going to get you laid. It's not. Ever. What's going to get you laid is your personality, your smile, your eyes, your shoes, what you're wearing, and possibly your semi-small penis or your giant dick. That's what's going to get you laid. Nothing else. Nothing else. Your scent is not going to get you laid.
None of my favorite fragrances are panty droppers.
No, there's no such thing as a panty dropper.
Nothing that I really love. My wife doesn't really like any of my favorite fragrances. She does have her favorites that she wants me to wear.
But has she ever been like, you smell so good, I want to take you back?
Well, here's the thing. She says she likes YSL La Homme Intense, right? She bought that.
That's good. That's
and
a good one.
Says, I love that. Wear that. And I think, even though it doesn't have iris, I think it smells like DHI. I think it smells like DHI.
I think it's got a little bit of iris in there.
Yeah, I think it smells like it does. So I mean, I wear DHI, and she likes me wearing those. And when I first got into fragrances, man, I would buy so many of these sweet smelling gourmands, and they would be like love at first sniff, like, oh damn, gotta have it, and I buy them, and then I never wear them. I found myself gravitating towards the aromatic fougères, and then getting into animalics, and then just like farther and deeper into where I'm just like straight spicy green, or completely like classy, or animalic leathers. That's what that's my stuff, and she doesn't like any of my favorite stuff. But if you want a panty dropper, wear what women wear. I wore Black Orchid. I wore Black Orchid to work. I doused myself.
I think when I hear about this panty dropper thing, it kind of turns me off to the whole thing.
If you want to here's
I never really
wear women's fragrances.
No, here's the thing.
Orchid. I wore Black.
I never wore fragrances to pick up women,
and you shouldn't.
Yeah, they took fragrances to something I enjoyed, to somewhere I didn't want to go, I guess. And
no, fragrances should be. I mean, I think men should wear men's fragrance. Well, I shouldn't say that. What I'm saying is, I wore Black Orchid. I wore Black Orchid a couple weeks ago, and I had like 4 chicks, freaking like, damn, something smells good. I was like, that's me. And they're like, what is it? And a Black Orchid. And they're all like writing it down. And where can I find it? I was like, go to Sephora. They got
Dunk's wife right now is writing this down and saying, fuck that. Don't ever wear Black Orchid again.
No, I'll wear Black Orchid.
I wore a female fragrance one time, and I was like,
you know what? What's funny? Black Orchid on me, all I get is like, it smells like Nesquik powder mix, like you're making the chocolate milk, the powder. It smells like Nesquik powder to me.
Oh, Brian's channel is called My 2 Cents, just like it says Xmas My 2 Cents.
Oh, sorry. It's My 2 Cents, yes. So here's the thing, man, is like the biggest thing is, and the one thing I always like to promote on my channel, it's confidence through the art of fragrance. Confidence comes before you spray on a fragrance. If you want to make a fragrance work, you have to be confident in it. It doesn't matter what you rock. It doesn't matter what you wear. If you have the confidence behind that fragrance, it's going to work. It doesn't matter what you wear. Why? Because if somebody says, oh man, I don't really like how you smell, then you have the right interaction to say, that's fine. I'm confident in it. Like, you're confident in what you're wearing.
But you could put this hat on and piss off
and then
anybody who might have loved you.
and then you can just squat on his head and take a shit. And that's fine. It's the confidence in what you're doing, what you're wearing, who you are. Who you are is what makes your fragrance. It's not the fragrance that makes you. It's you are who makes the fragrance. And you have to believe in that. It doesn't matter what fragrance you wear. Fragrances is not who makes you. If you believe that the fragrance is what makes you, then you, my friend, are at the wrong spectrum of the fragrance.
This is like the philosophy.
You're basically a beta.
This is the philosophy of fragrance.
Yeah, you wear the
fragrance. You need to be the alpha of the fragrance. You need to allow the fragrance to be your bitch, basically. Yeah. Your fragrance is what is you're complimenting the fragrance. The fragrance is complimenting you, the person who you are. Like, you are the confident guy or woman spraying it on. You walk out the door and you forget about what you're wearing.
My wife said, in general, you need to keep up your appearance. Is far more
it's not just your appearance. Know how to talk.
You need to keep up your appearance. It's more prevalent than just smelling good. because you could smell great, but look like the kid from the Goonies.
Okay, let me.
There you go.
Let me
It's
step
true.
in 1 second. Let me step in 1 second. Hold on, Duncan. I have to cut you off. All right, hold on. So, how do I feel about fragrances? First of all, one time I got my teeth. I don't do it anymore. I kind of feel.
Yeah, your teeth whitened, didn't you?
Okay, yeah, dude. I got my teeth clean professionally and all whitened. I got so many compliments on that, like 5 compliments a day. Oh my God, your teeth are so beautiful. That's what's going to get you compliments, not a fragrance.
No.
Let me put everybody back.
No, and it's true. It's like, look, like when I trimmed up my beard because my beard was getting long. I shaved and all this stuff. I went to my Christmas party when like 3 nights ago. When was it?
Your man bun still is pretty dorky. It might be big in Tennessee, but
I don't give a shit.
Oh, shit.
You can kiss my ass.
Hey, Duncan,
how about this?
Duncan speaks his truth, man.
Hey, how about this? I'll take it down for you. I'll take it down for you.
Rock that shit. Bang it forward. Go,
There you
miss.
go.
He works in a bar. The chicks like that,
Bring it forward and do the devil lock.
But he has to fit that style. He works in a bar.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So
I have my hair up because, man, I don't want to get in my face. Anyway, so I didn't wear it in a man bun that night, but I wore a suit. I was suited up. I went to a went to my Christmas party. The fragrance I wore was Burlington 1819 from Mirage of Dove, which right now is my most complimented fragrance of this year, and I just bought it like I don't know 2 months ago.
But let me ask you, like Brian, I'm not like looking inside your mouth or anything because I can't really see, and I'm not. But did you ever bleach your teeth?
No.
Do it one time.
Okay.
Go to the doctor. They have, I think it's called Zoom.
I'm sure I will. I mean,
it's $500. Hey.
So yeah,
I haven't bleached my teeth in like 5 years. I used to do because I'm old now. But I used to do it all the time, and I would go out, and women were like, "Oh my God, your teeth are so beautiful."
Right.
But teeth are part of you.
Oh, of course. Teeth, skin.
Your fragrance isn't part of you. Your fragrance is like an accessory,
Yeah, it's the last defense. Like, so yeah, I went out, I put my face on like I always do and suited up, went out. Everybody at work was noticing me. And the first thing
I'm gonna put you up to the Zoom challenge, man. Go get your teeth whitened like professionally at a dentist and do a result, like the easiest way to get compliments. I'm telling you, it works.
I mean, I don't take care of myself. I smoke a pack a day. I drink 2 cups of coffee a day.
You could still get your teeth. Listen, they take all that shit off.
My teeth whitened, and I'm
no. Listen,
fucked up.
Let me tell you something. But all that crap comes off.
I've never had braces.
No, listen. Duncan, all that crap, all the nicotine and tar and all the coffee stains come off, and your wife will be happy.
I was blessed to have a perfect bite as a kid.
I'm just saying, listen. You
I've never had crooked teeth. But I don't take care of my teeth. I don't take care of myself.
That's something. First of all, the germs. I brush my teeth.
I know they affect your heart and your brain. I know that.
Floss, but
mouth health,
gums, this and that. But if you want to get compliments, bleach your teeth.
Yeah, and not only that, you've mentioned it before, Neil, that mouth health. Other people don't know this. I know you do. You mentioned it. Mouth health affects your brain and your heart.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because if you have an infection in your mouth,
affects your whole body, even your stomach. Even your stomach. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I get my teeth cleaned. I used to do it every
comes in one side.
I do it once a year.
You better make sure the one side is fucking doing its job.
That's right. It's like having sex.
When they get in there clean under the gums and all that, man.
Thank you, Money Burner. I just saw these comments, man. Whoever Money Burner is, man, thank you.
That's Kevin.
That's Kevin. Kevin, thank you. I love Brian's man buns. Yeah, you see that fragrance fight night? Fuck you guys.
Yeah,
but yes, no. And what I'm trying to do is, I'm actually growing my hair out all over. So,
do you give yourself your own haircut, or do you?
I do. I cut my own hair.
It's easy. Yeah, it's just.
Yeah, it's easy. I learned
I gotta
it
get
during
a
the
haircut.
pandemic.
My neighbors cut my hair from now on. $20.
Yeah, you come down here, Neil. I'll cut your hair.
All right, the hair salons here are $35, man, for a haircut.
You come to Brian's hair salon, I'll charge you nothing.
Oh shit.
Neil's already saving money moving to Chattanooga.
I'll see what my brother says about.
You know what? I actually think that fucking Neil would look good with a beard.
Yeah, I look a little mean.
I like it. Would you look like
I look
Randy
a little
Savage?
serious.
With those sunglasses, you look like Randy Savage, dude.
Yeah, no, I look a little.
Yeah.
My hair used to be long, like past my shoulders and shit. But everyone
my hair is getting pretty. I mean, it's getting pretty long, dude.
Everyone was calling me Jesus and shit.
I mean, enough to tuck behind my ears, so. But,
yeah. All right, man. I think I'm gonna end it now. It was
nice to
chat with you, Brian. Duncan,
you too, man.
I supported you on that stream.
I don't remember the stream.
What stream?
I'm probably drunk, and I've had the flu. I'm just getting over it.
It got a little crazy.
Today's the first day I felt good.
I'm not even gonna name the stream. It got a little crazy.
Well, Neil, I love you.
Yeah, I'll just keep everybody's name out of my mouth. Yeah. All right, take care, everybody. Have a good one.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Peace out.